Good morning, my Florida Garden Escape channel. We are here on a happy Monday on Martin Luther King Day. Kids are out of school. It got pretty cold last night, so everything's just now starting to warm up. Kids are starting to come outside and play, so you're gonna hear a lot of them in the background. So first things first, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys is the fencing I just put in. Everything you see here pretty much with this fencing is pretty much stuff I had laying around already. I really like to reuse things, especially if it still has life in it. If you look, and I'll show you here, if you look to right here behind the stick right here, this is a black pole that I'm using to hold the fencing up. This black pole actually originally came from a canopy tent that I had bought from Walmart. It was like 30 bucks. We used it on our camping trips. It came in good handy. I really can't complain about it. It kept the bugs and all that away from our food. So I really can't complain with the canopy. It did last for us for like 2 years, I want to say. Yeah, about 2 years, and it was good. But now I just use them out in the garden for our tomato plants, and currently it is now holding up this fencing that I plan on doing around the whole garden eventually. But I just got it started right here. This fencing originally came from our next door neighbor. He had some extra fencing and he gave it to us to use for our garden, and we thankfully took it. And then I'll take you really quickly through exactly how I had the fencing held up there. Don't judge me, guys. It's just what I have at the moment that didn't really cost me a whole lot, that I already had around the house. But so, you know, no judgment, just a little DIY, you know, whatever we call it, project. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I used and how I did it. Alright, now as you can see on the black pole, I do need to put down in there. It's got a kind of slant to it. Like I said, I just was working on it. I need to put this in the ground more, and then it'll sit up straight just like that. And I kind of have the fencing wired in through the other fencing, just due to me not having any other wiring to tie it up more with. And then as I go down, this pole is more in the ground better. It's a lot more sturdy, and I did a crisscross. Let's focus here, and yeah, see, so I did the crisscross combination there to hold it more onto the pole better, so that way it stands up. This is just a starting project. Eventually it'll go all the way around with a lot looking better, but I did just start this, so we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this straightened up. So, right, my Florida Garden Escape channel, now that we finished just that part of the fencing, we're gonna go ahead and get our compost bucket emptied here. As you can see here, and I'll lower this down here some for you. As you can see here, this is one of our compost buckets. We did get it from Home Depot. It does come with a lid, so that way when it does get a little rough near the end, it's able to be closed up. And plus I have a 2-year-old, and I really don't want my 2-year-old playing in my compost. And so if you're a mom and you got those kids around that age, you definitely don't want them playing in the compost, as that can be very messy. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys what we do when it comes time to dumping our compost into our compost bins. These compost bins were found on the side of the road, found on a job that my old man did. So we kept these. We do need to do a few minor repairs on them, and then they'll be good to go, but we are able to use one side of it. So let's go ahead and get this dumped in there. Alright, so first things first, I gotta get it held up so that way I can get it in there. And I just take a stick and pry it in there like that. Let's take this lid off here. And in it goes. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, now we're on this time I just get a stick. So one moment. So got a stick here, and I'm just gonna scrape this little stuff right on out. Get all of it in there. All right, now we got that in there. All right, I'm gonna pull this out. This is very disgusting here. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and shut this, put the lid on that, and we're gonna spray that bucket out here in just a moment. We're gonna lock this back on here. Ugh. And we're gonna make sure we wash our hands after this. Piece of ice, look at that, guys. Piece of ice. That's how cold it got here. And then we just gonna sling this around some. Rotate it. We're just gonna rotate it a few times, stir it up. And that should be good. And that should do it. And then here in a bit, after a good about 30 days, if not less, I can come out here. And we just gotta make sure, I gotta throw in some of the soil over here. And then after that, we're gonna be throwing in some worms, so that way the worms can digest that. And we're able to use this, and this will be good to go. So let's go ahead and get that soil. All right, we got our soil. Now let's open this back up. Oh, this stinks. Now let's dump this soil in. And this is a lot of good fertilizer, and that helps decompress everything. It's got a few rocks in there, some sticks. It's good soil, so that way the compost can decompose and really get going for us. And then we can add the worms in there, and that'll really help everything grind up, and it'll be a good food source and fertilizer for our plants. And so I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this again. Good. All right. Now that's all done. Now, one moment. That's a workout. With everything remaining in this compost bucket, what I'm now gonna do is this project is actually gonna be saved for later. I'm gonna close it up for the meantime. And then this evening, when I go to clean it out and spray it out, what I'll do is I'll spray it out and then use the water on the plants. So that way the plants are getting some of the nutrients in that from the coffee grounds that we have in the bucket, because we put coffee grounds in with our compost here. And then I have a separate small container for just coffee grounds. So that way I can spread it throughout the garden and give it every now and then a good nitrogen increase. Because it's really good for the plants. And I'll do that on a daily basis as well. But guys, this is going to be our do's and that we do around our garden. I really hope you got something from our DIY fencing project. Like I said, we do plan on fully going around it eventually. This is just starting and what we have currently around it. I know it's not much, it's not going to really do anything, kind of defeats the purpose, but at least we're getting started on something, you know. We have a lot more projects Don't forget to check out, look out for our new releasing of transplanting our lettuce from indoors to outdoors. That'll be released as well this coming week. Also, don't forget to check out our new seedling videos, and we're also going to be doing a zone video on when you should plant and during going through each zone, so that way we all kind of learn different throughout the seasons on when we should start something and when to know when to transplant. We'll kind of go over that in our next few videos as well. But I loved having you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell at the bottom there, so that way you can get notified about all the new videos. You guys have a great and wonderful rest of your day. I was happy to have you here on Martin Luther King Monday morning here. Beautiful weather. Y'all gonna have a great rest of your day. Deuces.